Oh.
My name is Adamazi Onyeka Onwenu. I'm from Arondizogo in Imo State.
Okay.
My state used to be one of the most peaceful, joyous, happy, hospitable places you could visit in the country. But that's no longer so.
Okay.
Now our streets are filled with blood. Our communities, our farmlands are decimated. Our youths are leaving. In a few days, November 11, to be exact, we will go to the polls to choose a new governor or re-elect the sitting governor.
Really?
I thank everyone who has come out for their courage to do so.
Really?
To rescue Imo State. All I want to say at this point is, for those in power and those in control, let there be peace. Enough of the bloodshed, enough of the killings, the kidnapping, the burning of houses and property.
Okay.
Enough of the threats, the intimidation, the harassment, the inducements, the bribery, the corruption.
Okay.
Enough for just the ambition of some people. Please remember that you do not own life. God does. Imo State will survive. Imo State will thrive. The world is watching. We have all it takes. May God help us. But enough is enough. Day one.
My people, how are you day? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I remain yours, Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say, may God bless Biafra, and may God bless Ududua. May God bless His Excellency Mazen Namdekano, and may God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, the one and only ESN, Ekpa Simon Njoko, for the great job he's doing. My brother Simon, we thank you, we appreciate you, and we love you. We know in your hands, Biafra is coming. We know in your hands, Biafra is safe. And in your hands, Simon, when Biafra comes, the people of Biafra will rejoice and they will shout for joy. My people, today, with all humility, with all respect and adoration, I want to respectfully respond to our sister, our mother, the one and only, the magnificent, the immaculate. I call her immaculate because she's amazing. The one and only Madam Onyeka Onwenu. Madam, I have heard your words. They are very touchy. I have seen from the depth of your heart, you really wish well for the old Imo State because you are from that state. Imo State, the new name for Imo State now is Okigwe State, Olu State, and Owerri State. So the old defunct Imo State, I have heard your voice. You have called out for a peaceful election. But madam, with all due respect, I am sorry to differ. I beg to differ respectfully and in love. I want to let you know that for a long time, we, the people of Biafra, we have chosen to do it the ways of our elders. We, the youths of Biafra, we have chosen to adhere, to listen to the ways or the words of wisdom of our elders. When they told us they believed in one Nigeria, they told us, just go and do business, make the money. It's all about the money. But from what I'm seeing now, madam, the money is not enough because your naira in that zoo republic is as worthless as a tissue paper. And the more we, the Biafrans, we are busy doing business, looking to make money, looking to maximize our profits, the more we are losing our resource. When I say our resource, I mean the resource from the land, the resource from the soil. And slowly and steadily, we have seen the Fulani cabal. We have seen foreigners. They have come into our land to take over our land. And not only that, they have taken it a step further, where now they are now superimposing stooges, those of the blood of the Fulani cabal, those with the DNA of the Fulani cabal. They are now imposing them as our so-called leaders, so that the policies they put out will be of the interest of the Fulani cabal, the rulers of that so-called Nigeria, and technically the gatekeepers of that so-called Nigeria, because Britain owns Nigeria. Britain is the owner of Nigeria. Whoever names you owns you. Whoever makes the brand of you owns you. Whoever owns the patent right of a product owns that product. Whoever has the copyright of that name called Nigeria owns it. And my dear mother, elder, sister, Onyeka Onwenu, with all due respect, we cannot continue to bow down to the Fulani cabal or that zoo entity they call Nigeria and keep on believing in Nigeria. We are saying enough is enough. We, the new breed, we, the youths, we, the 70 million people of Biafra, under the stewardship of our prime minister, a man we chose. He is not self-acclaimed. He is not self-imposed. He is not somebody who named himself the prime minister. I am speaking about Simon Ekpa. We are the ones. We, the Biafrans, we named him, we made him, and we chose him as our prime minister. And we are saying never again. This thing called election in Nigeria, we never hold again, madam. With all due respect, I'm trying to be civil, I'm trying to be respectful, and I'm trying to guard my tongue. I want to speak to you in a civilized way, in a language that you might understand. But when it comes to the Fulani cabal and the zoo, I speak to them in the language they understand. You will feel the warrior spirit in my flesh, in my tongue, and in my words towards the cabal. But for you, madam, I'll be respectful. So as I analyze this, your brief statement, clamoring and calling for election in Imo State, madam, I want you to know I understand. Deep in your heart, you wish your people well, but it will be a grave mistake to assume that the Fulani cabal, with the henchman they have in the name of Hope Uzodinma, it will be a grave mistake for the people of Biafra to allow the zoo election to take place in the land of Biafra. Madam Onyeka Onwenu, I heard your story some years ago, how you cried and spoke, how in Port Harcourt, all the properties of your father was stolen during the war. During the Biafran war, your father lost all his properties. His neighbors, they were laughing at him, and they stole his properties during the war. That when you came back after the war, somebody else was living in those properties. And your father had to let it go and move on. When I want to let you know that the same similar story happened to my own father. A man who believed in the dream of the so-called one Nigeria, as spoken about by Nnamdi Azikiwe, Awolowo, and the rest of them. He believed in that so-called one Nigeria. He was into business and he expanded his business across the whole skirts of that zoo called Nigeria. But during the war, I want you to know that my father lost all his businesses, all his properties, literally everything. He was left with 20 pounds. Somebody who was a millionaire during the time of the war was left with 20 pounds. If you want to know more about my father, go into my videos, go into the archive of my videos. You will see me speak about the story of my father. So I understand and I can feel your pain when you were speaking about what you went through during the war. But ma'am, you coming out now to say the people of Biafra should once again believe in that zoo called Nigeria and allow an election by a foreign country, a foreign entity called Nigeria to allow an election in the land of Biafra, I am sorry. With all due respect, even though I love you with all my heart, I beg to differ. Madam, I beg to differ. I love you, I respect you, I appreciate you, but I beg to differ because there will be no election conducted in Imo State. We, the Biafrans, we, the owner of the land, we, the youths, the 70 million people of Biafra, has declared whatever our Prime Minister declares, we shall follow. Our Prime Minister has said there will be no election in Imo State. So, Madam Onyeka, please, I have to beg to differ with you respectfully. My people, I want us to just analyze what she said. I know it came from a nice place, from her heart. It came from a good place. But for we, the Biafrans, especially the youths, we are not ready to remake the mistake or mistakes of our elders. Because the mistake of our elders led us to where we are now. You all believed in Peter Obi. You believed in the obedient movement. You said we should give you a chance, even though we said no because we know the Nigeria you are dealing with. The leopard can never change the skin. We know the Nigeria you were dealing with, that no credible election will take place. But some of the gullible ones, they chose to support Peter Obi in an election. And even though Peter Obi won that election, you saw what happened. Even your court of appeal, up to your Supreme Court, they had to skip to the loo of the Fulani cabal because in your zoo election, people are chosen, not elected. So right now, my people, with all due respect, I will have to stand by my Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, in this case. And I'm saying there will be no election in Imo State. So as we analyze this brief statement from Onyeka Onwenu, I'll be respectful, I'll be gentle, and I'll stay calm in this analysis because she's someone I respect so much as a mother. I've listened to all your songs as a child. I was growing up in my mother's womb and I was hearing your song with King Sunny Ade. If you love me, you go wait for me. Oh yeah, if you love me, you go wait for me. Pretty baby, I love your style. Oh. Every day, oh, we did drama. In my mother's womb, I was hearing that rhythm. I'm not lying. In my mother's womb, I was hearing that song. And I remember as a child, when you sang the song, Hiyokoko, Hiyoko, Hiyokoko, Hiyokoko, Hiyoko, Hiyokoko. Kaige na nke bishop na five akola. Ihe na-ewu m bụ efe makọrọ aka. Nwa mbụ n'afọ na nwa nwụlio. Kaige na nke Jesus na wa. I heard all those songs as a child. And I took you as a mother because I grew up listening to your music. And I wished and hoped as a young child, I believed in that dream called Nigeria. As a young child, because I could see you and King Sunny Ade singing in a song together. And it felt so good. But growing up, it is clear to me that Nigeria was a farce. The thing called Nigeria wasn't real. It was a pseudo entity. Pseudo means false. Nigeria is not a country but a project. So, with all due respect, even though I love you with all my heart, from the depth of my heart, I appreciate you. I see you as the mother of Biafra. I love you so much. But I still need to analyze this video. So, my people, watch me as I break down this video line for line, word for word, and sentence for sentence. Check it out.
Good morning. My name is Adamazi Onyeka Onwenu. I'm from Arondizogo in Imo State. My state used to be one of the most peaceful, joyous, happy, hospitable places you could visit in the country.
Look at that. She said her state used to be one of the most peaceful, joyous, happy, most beautiful place you can visit in that so-called Nigeria. With all due respect, we know Imo State used to be very, very peaceful. In fact, there was a competition between Imo State and Abia State / Enugu State. Which one was the most peaceful? Before the breaking up of Imo State into two states of Abia and Imo, people used to sing. I used to hear people sing. They say, Imo na Abia, Aibotu. Imo na Abia, Aibotu. Oh my God. Let me take it back. Let me just be respectful because, back in the days, as a young man, before even Imo State was split into two states. For those of you that don't know, Imo State and Abia State, they were one state until it was split into two. And few months after the splitting took place, when you go to a meeting of those from Imo State or those from Abia State, you will hear them saying, Imo na Abia, Aibotu. Imo na Abia, Aibotu. Obia Ibotu. Obia Ibotu. Haya haya. Obia Ibotu. In the Imo State, Obia Ibotu. Haya haya. Obia Ibotu. Abia State, Obia Ibotu. They are saying their heart is one. Even though they were splitted up into two states. So what she's saying here, I'm in 100% in agreement that Imo State used to be the most peaceful, most beautiful place in the Biafran region. But just to update her, she needs to know that Imo State now the name has been changed. We, the Biafrans, we have a new name for Imo State. It's been broken into three. So we have Okigwe State, Olu State, and Owerri State. So please, I'm putting that there for those who understand history. Even though she's speaking about Imo State of then, I am speaking about the three states of now. Okigwe State, Olu State, and Owerri State. So let's continue.
But that's no longer so. Now our streets are filled with blood Our communities, our farmlands are decimated. Our youths are leaving. In a few days, November 11 to be exact, we will go to the polls to choose a new governor or re-elect.
Okay, that's where she's making a mistake, because she just said now there is blood in the land and all that. But she quantified that by saying, respectfully, in a few days from now, they will be going to the polls to elect a new governor. My heart is heavy, my people. My heart is heavy. My heart is heavy. Because I would never want to disagree with an elder, somebody I love so much, somebody I adore, somebody I respect, and somebody that I see as my mother. Because like I said, I was enjoying the rhythm of her music in my mother's womb. I was kicking whenever her song comes up. So I grew up knowing her, loving her music, and appreciating her. Even when she was in Nollywood, I literally watched probably all her Nollywood movies respectfully. So saying that in a few days from now, the people of Okigwe State, Olu State, and Owerri State will be going out to the polls to vote for a new governor, I beg to differ, because we have seen how it will turn out. We've been through that journey before, my dear elder. We know how the play, how the movie will end. Simon Ekpa has told us with proof that Hope Uzodinma already has a written result for the election. So going out to vote on the 11th of November, it's a mere formality. I'm trying to be soft here. I'm trying to be civil. Going out to vote is a mere formality. It is just academic. It means to have a date to say on this day, people came out to vote, and at the end of the vote, there is a result with INEC where they'll be in Abuja and they will now read the result that was already created by Hope Uzodinma since last year. So with all due respect, my dear elder Onyeka Onwenu, no election will be allowed in the land of Biafra. We shall not tolerate any election in the land of Biafra because we know the outcome already. And it would be foolish of us to keep on repeating something over and over and over again when we know the outcome. So we are saying for the first time, we are going to stand on something else, because our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whenever he says there will be no election in the 11th hour, those around him, those he trusted, they will go behind his back and get some money from the politicians. They will now force him, they will compel him to change his viewpoint. Every time they have done that. But this time around, we have Mazi Simon Ekpa, and with all due respect, Simon Ekpa is not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Simon Ekpa is a man of himself, and nobody can influence Simon Ekpa the way those criminals around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were influencing him. With all due respect, madam, there will be no election in the land of Biafra, because we will be making a very big mistake if we should allow a foreign country called Nigeria to come to the land of Biafra and carry out an election. No, that would be trespassing. That's sabotage, with all due respect. So on the 11th of November, there'll be no election because today is the 9th of November and we have started our lockdown from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th of November 2023. There'll be no movement from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So to talk about election or sanctioning an election in the land of Biafra, that will not be possible. With all due respect. Let's continue.
Sitting governor. I thank everyone who has come out for their courage to do so, to rescue Imo State. All I want to say at this point is, for those in power and those in control, let there be peace. Enough of the bloodshed, enough of the killings, the kidnapping, the burning of houses and property.
There you go. Thank you very much, Madam, for saying that. Enough of the bloodshed, enough of the killing, the kidnapping, and the burning of the properties. Madam, with all due respect, I appreciate what you said. And what we are doing, we the Biafrans, the actions that we have taken will result to the elimination or the curbing of killing in the land, of shedding of bloodshed. What we are doing will stop the killing, the bloodshed, and the burning of houses. Because we the Biafrans, our culture is different when it comes to burning of houses. It's not something that we do. It is against our culture to destroy a place of abode, to destroy a place of rest, a place of succor. As the name Biafra goes, Biafra means come near, come home, come closer, come to us. When you ask people to come to you, it means you have a safe haven for them to stay. You have a home for them to stay. You have a house for them to stay. You have an accommodating environment for them to stay. So the burning of the houses is something that is not done by the Biafrans. It is something foreign in the land of Biafra. So I want to assure you that we the Biafrans and the Biafra Liberation Army, we are going to make sure the perpetrators of all these acts will be brought to book. Because this thing is this burning of houses is something foreign to us. It is something strange. The Biafrans don't do it. Even the soldiers who are from Biafra in that zoo military, they don't do it. And I know from time, the Yorubas who are soldiers in that zoo, it is not in their culture to attack somebody or attack a people or attack a community. And when they don't find who they are looking for, they start to burn down houses. It is not done in their culture as well. So that leaves me to who else could be the culprits doing this. Madam, I'm here to call a spade a spade. I want to break the news to you today that all the Fulani killer headsmen that have been added into the Nigerian military, they are the ones responsible for the burning of houses. So with these sanctions that we have imposed in the land, that there will be no movement from the 9th of November till the 12th of November, I want to assure you the land of Biafra will be safe and the states, it will all be safe. Okigwe State, Olu State, Owerri State, they will be safe these next few days. Because we, the people, we are ready to protect ourselves. We are ready to protect our land. We are ready to protect our women, our children, our homes, and the life of the vulnerable. So, madam, there will be no election in the land of Biafra on the 11th of November, 2023. Let's continue.
Enough of the threats, the intimidation, the harassment, the inducements, the bribery, the corruption.
There you go. Enough of the threat, the intimidation, the inducement, the bribery, the corruption. Madam, you know who is responsible for that. For the past few days, we've been calling out on even a man of God, somebody who should be a man of God. We are calling him out because he's allowing his church, he's allowing himself, he's allowing his position to be used as a vessel by Hope Uzodinma. We've been calling out Ebuka Obi to retrace his step because we are saying enough is enough. Yes, we are saying enough is enough. Enough of the bribery and corruption in the land of Biafra. So, madam, I want to assure you that from the 9th of November, which is today, till the 12th of November, there will be peace in the land of Biafra. Imo State, known as Okigwe State, Olu State, and Owerri State will be in peace. Because we, the Biafrans and the Biafra Liberation Army, they will be out there to safeguard the people and to safeguard the land. That's the assurance I'm giving you. Let's continue.
Enough for just the ambition of some people. Please remember that you do not own life. God does. Imo State will survive. Imo State will thrive. The world is watching. We have all it takes. May God help us. But enough is enough. Day one.
God bless you, madam. I appreciate what you've said. And I will also say, may God help and bless our Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoko, for the great job he's doing. And as we leave, I would like us to listen attentively to the message from the dragon in regards to the so-called election in Imo State. Listen, and God bless you. Listen.
Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans all over the world, especially Biafrans in Imo State. Imo State, under the Biafra de facto government, is divided into three. We have the Okigwe State, we have the Olu State, and then we have the Owerri State. So if you find yourself within this state, within these three states of Biafra de facto, under the Biafra de facto government, I want everybody to pay attention. Nigeria can never conduct election anymore in Biafra land, and it is going to start from Imo State. We are not part of Nigeria. The de facto government has been activated, and it is a fight for survival. So if you find yourself in these three states, in Okigwe State, Biafra, in Olu State of Biafra, and in Owerri State of Biafra, get ready. We are going to embark on a very serious lockdown to make sure that Nigeria delegitimization will be taken to the next level. It is time for your liberation. Your liberation starts from Imo State. Wait for my announcement in the coming days. It is happening live. Hope Uzodinma have written result for himself. He has paid off INEC. He has paid off every other person He has paid the judges that will give judgment in the coming days. And that is not the kind of country we want. We are going to make sure that the delegitimization of Nigeria starts from Imo State in this election. The Biafra government has taken over Imo State. So wait for me in the next coming days as I will give announcement, give directive of how this delegitimization will take. I know that after this, they are still going to make the announcement because they already wrote a result and I'm aware of it. So, but we are going to prove to the world that no single Biafran will go out to vote in Imo State. Thank you.
Ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, ike Prime Minister, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, ike Biafra, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, ike Pentecost, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, ike Dragon, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, ike Jachụ ndị Nzama, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, 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 ike Dragon, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, ike Prime Minister, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, ike Pentecost, ike dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, Dragon ka anyị ga-eso, ma ọ na-eje ma ọ na-ana, Dragon ka anyị ga-eso. My dragon ka anyị ga-eso, ma ọ na-eje ma ọ na-ana, Dragon ka anyị ga-eso. MNK ka anyị ga-eso, ma ọ na-eje ma ọ na-ana, MNK ka anyị ga-eso. MNK ka anyị ga-eso, ma ọ na-eje ma ọ na-ana, MNK ka anyị ga-eso.